Hey Scorpio. So I've been having a hard time filming the readings for you, Sag, and Pisces. I was able to film the other three, but for you guys, it's like I have to keep restarting and the energy just feels really off. There's a squirrel that climbs down by this window every day, and it's like every day he does it, and I'm sitting here and we look at each other for a minute, and then he just goes away, and this has happened multiple days in a row. Anyways, so for you guys, I'm just gonna use two different oracles. I don't know why I've been using one for everybody else, but I'm gonna see if maybe there's just a different message for you guys than the other ones. I also can feel that the energy, the people that are watching, the Scorpio, Sag, and Pisces, it's I don't know if there's karmics watching that, or the people that are watching. There's just a different message that you guys need from everybody else. So we're just going to use two different oracles. My website is thisheartsvoyage.com. You can find everything you need there. In my description, there's stuff in there. Okay. Okay. What I'm getting here, I did an ancestor deck, and then I did a self-care deck. So for the ancestors, well, okay, they want me to do it as it came out. Look for fairies is coming out. Some of you have fairy spirits around you. I have this is, oh no, I opened him like a tomb. That is Cernunnos. He has a fairy because the fairies vibe with him. I used to have a fairy altar in here, and then the fairies and I had an experience together, and they got a little out of hand. As fairies are one to do. They're wild. People don't understand that about fairies, is that they're wild animals. They're wild animals. If you've ever had an experience with a fairy, they're not Glinda, the good witch. No, they are little ferocious little things that have a mind of their own. And they're a little bit tricky. Anyways, somebody has fairies. You might live near a wooded area. Some of you might want to connect more with the outdoors, because it's not fairies the little tree spirits are fairies, water spirits. There are, different spirits that exist outside and that are tied to nature that make them part of the fae. It doesn't have to be that it's a fairy or a gnome. It can be a tree spirit. Just spending time outside, and I get just kind of sitting and taking it in, going on a hike and just, sitting somewhere, sitting by a waterfall, sitting under a tree. There's some elemental spirits that are wanting to connect with you and would be very healing for you. Sometimes that's what they want, is they want to charge you. You're a crystal, you're a little crystal, and you need to go get your moon bath in the in the forest from the fairies. I grew up in the woods. I grew up in the Appalachian Mountains, and I know for 100% fact, I obviously work with fairies, but I connected with tree spirits. I used to climb to the top of these giant pine trees, to the point that, you're swaying back and forth, and it's kind of way dangerous. And I used to get yelled at all the time. My grandma would get so mad because I would sneak outside, and then she would look out. They were right by her kitchen window, and if she would go to wash dishes, I would have to wait until there were no dishes so that I could go, because if she saw me up at the tree, she would be pissed. Didn't care for it. I used to talk to trees. I used to climb up to the very top, 50, 75 feet up in the air. High. I don't know. It might not have been that tall. Tall. They're old. They're old trees. I don't know. Maybe 25 feet. I don't know. Probably not 50, 75, maybe 25. I have no idea. I don't have that. I don't know. Anyways, I used to climb up into trees and talk to tree spirits. I did. You can feel them. if you're somebody, I grew up in, like I said, I grew up in the Appalachian Mountains. My childhood was spent outside barefoot. I love to go on hikes by myself usually, which upsets my mother. I probably shouldn't say that because I will get murdered. I don't do it anymore. I used to take my pit bull with me, but it got kind of unsafe because where I was living at the time, there was like girls would, you know, stuff would happen to them on this one hike that I loved. Isn't that a shame? Anyways, things went off the rails there. Caregiver is the other card coming out for your ancestors with support. I get here, this gives me grandmother. This gives me their grandmother, great aunt. This is older. I get like 75 and up. When you were, this is somebody on the other side. This is somebody that you helped care for as they got older in age. This person is reaching out to you, wanting to provide you support. For a lot of you, it's like they want to thank you for being there for them, for taking care of them in their time of need, and the way that for a lot of you, this person was very prideful. So when their body started to deteriorate, they had, you know, it was an ego wound to them. Not that they're like, they weren't a bad person. This person was just prideful. So obviously getting to a point that like you need to wear Depends, that like you're not mobile, that you need help. Like somebody that's the type of person that I'm going to do it myself, like get out of the way. That's hard for anybody to go through, especially transitioning. If it's like a parent, a grandparent, transitioning from being the caregiver to, you know, your child, your grandchildren taking care of you, that's difficult. That's difficult for anybody to go through. You know, anybody that even experiences like medical issues, that's like has chronic pain, that has chronic issues, you know, that affect your ability to, you know, they disable you in some way. That's something that's tough. This person wants you to know that the way that you handled them passing is appreciated, because I get that you went out of your way to make sure that this person maintained their dignity, even if, because I'm getting that this person was very ill, like having accidents, you know. It was like a humiliating time for this person, but they were so ill at that point that, you know, it is what it is. I get that that was a tough thing for them to go through. This person's health declined very rapidly. It's somebody on the other side. They're very appreciative that you cared for them the way that you did, that you sacrificed a lot for them, and that you did not make them feel uncomfortable, or that you did your best to help them maintain their dignity during that time. They're very thankful that you did that, and they want you to know that they are providing you with support, but they want you to ask for more. They feel like you aren't asking for help when you need help from them. Basically, you need to pray and not, some people can feel like, well, my problems aren't big enough to ask for help. I actually did a reading for myself the other day where Archangel Michael scolded me and said that I don't ask for help from them enough, that I like to give offerings, but I don't ask for protection as much as I should. That it's okay for me to ask for protection and put more into their hands instead of taking too much into my own when it comes to working with my spirit team. You have a lot of support on the other side, and I get it's because you are the type of person that is supportive of others. So there's an energy here where somebody on the other side wants to help you get your wishes fulfilled. It's something that you're anxious about, Scorpio. You're not sure if you have the strength to go after something that you really want. It's something that you've been praying about, that you've been planting seeds for. But there's a lot of anxiety when it comes to allowing yourself to have this, because you're afraid that you won't be able to handle it. Aw. That offer is going to manifest for you. It's coming in soon. For a lot of you, this is, you're manifesting a King of Pentacles. So some of you might be manifesting like a relationship, somebody wanting to come in, commit to you, be a good partner to you. This could be help financially as well. Others of you are just trying to manifest stability, especially when it comes to like financial stability, work stability, success in your business. There's anxiety here because there's a lot of competition. So whether this be, if it's a business, you worry that, what if I go after this business? What if I go after this pursuit? The market is so saturated that what if it doesn't go anywhere? And what if I like waste all this time and effort and money towards this thing? But I'm seeing here, switch your mindset to, I'm pursuing what's in best interest of my highest good, and then allowing that to unfold for you. Because a lot of people will start something and it's not working out, and rather than pivoting, you kind of dig your heels in. And sometimes you need to dig your heels in, but sometimes you can pivot a little, you know? When I started This Heart's Voyage, it was 2015, and at that point, I had been a counselor for a long time, and I knew that I liked working one-on-one with people, and I wanted to continue that like counseling, but I did not want to do it in the setting that I was doing it. I wanted to have my own thing going on, and I didn't want to be like a mental health counselor. I wanted to be like a life coach, because that's really what I enjoyed. I thought I was going to be a life coach. I did like 6 months of like training, got like certified in whatever program that was, did like calls with like, I would call in and like it was like class, and then you would have your partners and you would have to do like class projects with your partners and like present to people. It was like a whole thing. I did that, and then when I was done with it, I never really did anything with it. I kind of felt stuck, not knowing how I was going to get clients, how I was gonna like put myself out there. I started, I had a blog, I started YouTube. I didn't like the videos. I didn't feel comfortable sharing them. I had a really bad like personal situation that was kind of just blocking anything good from coming into my life, honestly, and was giving me so much imposter syndrome. I couldn't figure things out. My head was clouded. So then I did property management. And I did property management for a few years, and I was pretty good at it, and I climbed. I went from like bottom leasing agent to like property management associate at a luxury mall in like a year and a half. I like went, no previous experience, no education on it. It was fun for a little while, but then it wasn't my passion. Then I started doing tarot, and then here we are. So I do the life coaching in a way with tarot in conjunction, and I have a background in counseling. So it's like I had the pieces. It's just time, you know, life experience, people coming into my life situations, me letting go of certain people. Things had to happen so that I could align. And a lot of that had to do with making better choices with who I'm allowing into my life and who I spend my time on, where I spend my time, and making a huge effort to address things within myself that were causing me to not like myself, to accept less than what I deserve, to allow people to treat me in ways that I didn't deserve to be treated. I had to go through all that, you know, to get to where I am. But I don't feel like I would be as good of a teacher if I hadn't had major life experiences that I went through and learned a lot from. So this anxiety really, I think that every step, everything that you do in your life can build, and it's meant to lead you down a journey. And that's something that a lot of people have taken issue with me about. My parents have always, ever since I left counseling, they've been uncomfortable. Because I walked dogs for a little while, and then I did my property management thing, and now I'm doing tarot for a living. It's like, it does not make sense. It makes sense to me, and I think that when you look at like what I do, it definitely makes sense. But to the untrained eye, it looks like I'm flailing. And that's one of my father's fears for me for a long time, was that I was just going to kind of bounce around from one thing to the other and never have real direction. But I feel like, that's because my life is very different from his life. And I had life experiences that I needed to get through. And you can't expect other people to know that, because I didn't know it at the time anyway, and you get what I'm saying. You have to live for yourself, really, is what it is. And you have to follow what makes you happy. And sometimes that involves recognizing that as much as I enjoy this, I need to stick a pin in it and pivot to something else that might come in handy down the road. This anxiety about competition, the thing is that if it is meant for you and that is what you're meant to do, there is no competition. Because how many readers are there on YouTube? But I'm a good reader, and because I get out here and I'm just myself, no other reader is going to do what I do unless they're copying me, which a lot of them do. But even then, it's not authentic, and people that vibrate with my energy will recognize that it's a knockoff. You can tell when you have met somebody that's very real and genuine and sharing gifts that they're good at, and somebody that's not. It's like singers. There are a lot of pop artists that cannot sing live, so it makes you appreciate the ones that can. Anybody can get out there and sing Ariana Grande song, but not everybody's going to be able to do that whistle tone like her live, or Mariah Carey. When it's real, people see it. It's the same as like, oh God, that was awful. Ashley Simpson. Do you remember her SNL thing? See? I mean, I know she blamed it on one thing or the other, but I think that let's not go there. Let's not go there. I don't want to find it out. I was an Ashley Simpson fan until that fiasco, and then it made me question her, and I feel like after that, things just kind of. She's happy now, and she's on where she wants to be. That's what's important. That what was best for Jessica wasn't best for Ashley, and maybe she had to kind of experience the pressure of that to recognize that that's not what she wanted. And that's part of her journey, and it's different from Jessica's, Anyways, you're anxious about competition when it comes to manifesting what it is you want. Business, relationship. If it's a relationship, you feel like other people are trying to like get in on your person. If that's your person and that person's meant for you, then you would be the best option. If they are meant for you and you are meant for them, you would be the best option out of those options. And if they didn't choose you, that's because they are not in a place where they're able to make a decision that is love-based. They might be making a karmic decision that is fear-based. It's part of their journey. Sometimes people have to experience bad relationship after bad relationship after bad relationship to finally recognize that maybe it's them. I don't think that the abuse is your fault, but I think that if every relationship you get into is toxic and follows the same sort of pattern, there's one common factor in all of those relationships, Anyways, somebody is afraid that they're not going to be able to withstand the pressure of this journey that they're going on. They're about to manifest what they've been wishing for, what they've been praying for, but it's almost like you're blocking this from manifesting because you fear it. Doing YouTube, the more subscribers that you get, the more pressure there is, especially as a creative, to continue to create, to be better. You never want to, as a creative, put something out there and that's your peak, and you're never going to match that again. And so that happens, that happens. Some artists release a song and it's a bop, and then you never hear from them again. It happens. But that means that maybe that was their moment, and then, they pivoted. You can pivot at any time. Literally, any day, you can decide, I don't like this. I'm going to start to make changes. And if there are other people involved, that might be uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, you got to put yourself first. You do. Because if you're not happy in that situation, you shouldn't be making yourself unhappy to keep another person happy. I don't feel. Because if that person cared about you the same way, they wouldn't want you to be unhappy. I wouldn't want to be in a relationship with somebody that is miserable to be with me because I want to be with them. Because if I care about that person, I don't want them to be miserable. And why would I want to be in a relationship with somebody that's miserable with me when there are plenty of people out there that would be happy to be in a relationship with me? That's weird. I don't need to keep a prisoner. I don't want anybody to feel trapped. I don't want to feel trapped. I don't want anybody else to feel trapped. So even if I enjoy a relationship with somebody, even if I enjoy, if this is a coworker, I love having this coworker here. It's going to suck when they leave because I'm not going to have them here anymore. But if I really care about them as a person, I obviously want them to go to something better. I don't want to cling to them. Anyways, you've been planting the seeds to free yourself up, to find independence here so that you can make your own choices. Some of you are trying to work up the courage to make an offer towards somebody. It might be a Leo. This is somebody that you are very attracted to, but you feel like they're in high demand. This is a high vibrational Queen of Wands. It could be a low vibrational Queen of Wands, or it could be a third party that's interfering, sure. What I'm getting here, though, with this anxiety, with this pressure, this is like an offer is coming towards you that you're afraid to accept. This is a masculine. They might be wanting to give an offer towards somebody that they just see as very like sexy, vibrant. The Queen of Wands is somebody that, she's like the it girl in a high vibration, and she doesn't need anybody. That's the thing about the Queen of Wands, is a with or without you type of queen. So like, yeah, it's chill if you're here, but like if you're not, whatever. That's the Queen of Wands. Like, the Queen of Wands is, where she, what is that, where it's like she has a cigarette and there's like 10 men trying to light her cigarette? That's the Queen of Wands. She's fiery. She's somebody everybody wants. She's a Jessica Rabbit. Can that be a negative thing? Yes. In this situation, I don't get that. That's just how they view you. They view you as somebody that's very desirable and independent. You, them. There's going to be a turn in fate here. There's a tower coming and things are going to move forward really fast. If it is a karmic that's trying to hold on, this person is walking away from them. I'm telling you, it might be a Scorpio energy. It could be a Scorpio, Capricorn, Leo. Somebody has decided that they don't want to hold on to other options. They know who they want. They want commitment. And it's funny, is like they're wanting commitment with you because, or you, them, because they don't need you. And you like that. Because this might be somebody that you or somebody, you're a person that a lot of people are very demanding of you. Your time, your energy, your resources. But like through all the competition here, you're still looking at this Queen of Wands. Because it's like, I want to commit to the woman Take it how it resonates. I want to commit to the woman that doesn't need me and that stands on her own and that's passionate. They really like that you're passionate. And they feel burdened by the fact that they know that they're not the only one that wants to move towards you. Could be flipped. They want you so bad. This is a Scorpio reading. It is a Scorpio reading. Okay. I said it could be a Scorpio. I'm filming a lot of readings today. And like I said, I didn't know if I said this. I had to restart your reading a couple times. I had to restart you, Sag, and Pisces over and over and over. So it's hard keeping track of who I'm at. Forgive me, please. I've had people like scold me about that before. And they told me that I shouldn't be doing readings if I'm tired. And it's like, if I'm finding time to do a reading, that's when I'm going to do the reading. And like, who are you? You know? That's weird to make comments like that to somebody about what they should do with their time and schedule. Anyways, there's an ending of backstabbing and betrayal. Somebody here is making the decision that they're going to do it. They're going to go for it. And you have a lot of like support around you. Like I said, you have like earth spirits is what it is. That's another word for the Fae, is an earth spirit. It is a supernatural spirit that is tied to nature. It's not a human spirit. It's a spirit of something tied to nature. And spending more time outside, and that could even be just like letting the sun on your skin. It's very good for, you know, happy hormones. Anyways, that's your reading. I hope that was helpful. I'm going to let you go now because I'm rambling a little bit. I've got to the point that I don't know where I am, what I'm doing. I've done so many readings. I don't even know what I've been talking about. That means channeling is completed. Good night and goodbye. Bye, guys.